buat kepastian, adakah bahan yang saya sedang share sekarang ni, yang saya sedang present ni, ada tak dalam modul kamu? Cuba semak dengan modul kamu, modul warna hijau, tak silap saya, kelas dana amal jariah. Okay, kamu buka dekat bahagian bahasa Inggeris, kamu bandingkan. Okay, topik nombor 5. Tak silap saya bahan tersebut bermula dengan topik nombor 3. Okey, seperti biasa, sila letakkan kamu punya kehadiran. Okey, sila nyatakan kehadiran kamu di ruangan. Kat sini nak mana lah ruangan dia. Activities. Tak ada ya, dulu. Di ruangan chat with everyone. Ada atas sini. Okey, di ruangan chat. Okey, saya mohon sekali lagi, boleh tak bantu saya? Kamu tolong semak dalam modul kamu, modul yang kelas dalam amal jariah tersebut. Kalau adalah kat rumah, kalau siapa yang ada, siapa yang bawa balik, okay, kalau modul tu ada, tolong semak, cuba bandingkan. Tak silap saya, ialah bahan yang sama.
Ada sir, tapi ada unit 3 dengan 4.
Unit 5 ada?
Unit 5 tak ada, jadi 3 dengan 4 je.
Oh, 3 dan 4 sahaja dalam buku tersebut?
Kita
tak apa, kita buat unit 5, tak apa. Sebab saya ready bahan ni. Okay, next time nanti saya akan cuba dapatkan unit 3 dan unit 4. Nanti, jadi bolehlah kamu guna buku tersebut okay. Okay, unit 5. So, bahan-bahan tersebut bahan yang saya sedang share skrip ini, saya dah wakilkan kepada, tak saya salah seorang pelajar kamu yang pernah mesej saya, pernah tanya soalan pada saya, dan saya telah dapatkan persetujuan dia. Tak salah saya Semayah. Jadi saya sudah paskan bahan kepada Semayah dan dia akan share dalam grup kamu. Jadi kamu boleh ambil bahan tersebut, download, muat turun daripada grup kamu. Okay. Salah kelas. Ada orang salah kelas. Okay, seperti yang para pelajar maklum, sebelum ni kelas kita banyak menyentuh subjek BN dan sejarah. Jadi setelah beberapa ketika tempoh kelas PDPR kita, jadi saya rasa saya nak mula menyentuh subjek bahasa Inggeris pula. Okay? Okay everyone, before we start, I would like to confirm and check with you the format of the English of this paper. English, paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, let's go to the session. Okay, I'm not sure whether we already discussed paper 2. Kita pernah tak bincang paper tu bahasa Inggeris? Pernah tak sebelum ni? I think we had before. Kan? Pernah kan dulu kan?
Essay je. Essay.
Essay kan?
Ha.
We discuss about the short message or email, I think.
Email.
For the part 1.
Email.
And after that, for part 2, we discuss about the guided writing. But we haven't done anything. We just discuss the introduction and the step of the format of the question. Kan? Kita ada buat sebelum ni kan? Okay. Yes, okay, I just remember about that. And okay, since we already touched paper 2, okay, I have given the document by the administration, okay, by the program, okay, by this program administrator, okay, penyenaras program ini, okay, dia bagi bahan to start the discussion of English from the beginning based on the format, so that we can clear everything for each part one by one based on the real format. Okay, okay, and last time we agreed that we want to touch the paper 2 since you guys already touched paper 1 with your teacher, with your sir, Sir Said Zahir kan. Okay, so at that time you guys already discussed unit 3 paper 1. So that's why I continue to unit 3 paper 2. Okay, so right now I'm going to jump to unit 5. Okay, never mind, that's the document I got right now. Okay, later we may continue the discussion for paper 2. Okay, in the next class in the future. Okay, right now we're going to discuss this paper 1 once again, one by one, and you may consider this discussion as part of your revision. Okay, maybe last time your discussion with Syed Zahir, you and he already did some discussion, some training and exercise, and some things you got from him that maybe I can help you in future. And this time maybe I would like to try my best to help you using my approach as well. Okay, kali ini saya akan cuba gunakan pendekatan saya. Maybe cara saya dan Syed Zahir agak berbeza. I hope I can help you as well. You may get the benefit from discuss, okay, through this discussion. Harap awak dapat manfaat lah daripada perbincangan kita kali ini kan. Okay, okay guys, it seems like the discussion of English ni nampak macam subjek English nampak macam senang. Okay, especially for part 1. Okay, moreover the question is multiple choice question, soalan ABC kan, nampak macam lebih mudah. Okay, and maybe some of you thought this one is easier. Okay, no need to concern much. Okay, however I would like to share and raise some points that you need to aware based on each part. Okay, memang for your information, saya lagi suka menggunakan pendekatan yang cuba mengutarakan, okay, menengahkan ataupun highlight, okay, menekankan, emphasize what could be the weakness that may or challenge that may occur during students answer the question. Apakah cabaran-cabaran yang mungkin boleh muncul ketika pelajar sedang buat soalan. Jadi kita nak elak benda tu ketika exam. So we must strategize, we must aware, we must keep in mind and kita panggil apa? Prepared well, bersedia. Walaupun soalan tu sangat mudah. Supaya kita, so that we will apa kita panggil, will not repeat the same mistake again and again. So kita kena sedar benda tu. Okay? So okay, now I would like to start the class. So everyone, please pay attention to our discussion. Okay, I really glad that if you have any feedback, you may ask straight to the class. You may type in the chat room. If I not notice your question or your feedback, please turn on your mic and just interrupt me. It's okay. Kamu boleh mencelah saja saya ketika saya bercakap. And even though this is English class, you don't have to be in confidence. Okay, kalau tak perlu rasa tak yakin ataupun rasa gugup. Kalau kamu tak tahu nak guna full English, you just say in full Malay as well, is okay. Tak guna bahasa Melayu pun tak ada masalah. Okay, as long as we achieve and our purpose of the discussion, kita mencapai matlamat perbincangan kita. Okay, let's start. Okay. Okay, we're going to do together and discuss one by one for each of the question. Okay, bukannya kamu buat satu je 8 baru bincang. I don't want like that. Kita akan buat soalan satu, saya akan beri masa. Okay, I will give you some time, a minute or couple minutes for you to do, and any of you suggest the answer, and we'll discuss why the answer is like that, why the rest of the answer are not correct. You must justify why the rest of the answer is not correct answer. Kenapa jawapan lain? Okay. As well, we also discuss the text given. Kita juga akan berbincang tentang petikan tersebut. If any of you got any question, or even the simple meaning of the vocab, you may ask. Saya cadangkan, saya alu-alukan. Okay, last time I'm I'm done about this question. Only 8 question we fully utilize the 1 hour session. Bayangkan 8 soalan kami guna sejam. Nampak macam rugi, tapi the feedback really positive. I hope they satisfied with the session. Okay, boleh? Jom kita mula sekarang. Okay, let's start the class. Okay, the discussion. Okay. You may start number 1 now. If any of you already know the answer, you may suggest the answer. Turn on your mic and say the answer. Okay, I think we got intruder in this group. Cream egg sour. I don't know how to block this guy. Okay, I think this is really inappropriate and not a proper attire, not a proper behavior. Okay, everyone just bother the chatting room. Okay. Okay. You just left the group already. Good. Okay, girls. Number 1. What is the answer?
I think it's B.
Okay.
B.
Some of you suggest. Okay. B. The prevention of wildlife related transaction. Okay. Okay. Any of you think that the answer is C? No. So, is there anyone here would like to ask any meaning in the text? Ada apa nak tanya tak? Based on the text, ada apa nak tanya tak? Maybe some of the word you're not really sure, or some of the sentence you cannot get the meaning as a whole. Tak faham maksud surah ayat tersebut. Ada tak? Okay, dear editor, I think we should take a serious look at the illegal wildlife trade in our country. Okay, everyone, kalau tak faham benda editor ni, berkemungkinan editornya adalah penyunting ataupun orang yang mengeluarkan atau menerbitkan sebarang artikel atau maklumat ataupun berita ya. So editornya lah dia yang menapis artikel tersebut. Nak panjang pendek ke, nak edit macam mana ke. That's why we said editor. Dia yang mengedit Okay. Maybe this concerned citizen orang concerned citizen ni lah rakyat yang concern, yang prihatin. Okay, rasa tanggungjawab. So dia melihat maybe this editor post at somewhere about wildlife, okay, about wildlife tentang alam sekitar, hidupan alam sekitar, hidupan liar. Okay, then these citizens thought that he want to dia nak bagi sini satu aduan lah, a complain about his thought lah, nak share his thought, okay, his view, pandangan dia kan. Then this is how he provide his view. Macam mana ini cara dia memberikan pandangan dia ya. So I think we should take a serious look. Saya rasa kita patut melihat, we should take mengambil satu pendekatan yang lebih serius tentang apa ni? Pandangan yang lebih serius terhadap apa ni? Illegal wildlife trade. Illegal maksudnya haram Siapa yang tak tahu illegal ialah haram. Wildlife hidupan liar. Trade apa trade? Apa maksud trade? Ni what does it mean by trade?
Perdagangan.
Perdagangan boleh, perniagaan boleh. Trade juga bermaksud pertukaran, jual beli. Banyak maksud tu ya. So kat sini yes, it can be anything as long as you understand. Illegal wildlife trade, yes. Okay, urus niaga ataupun jual beli hidupan liar secara haram. Secara haram. Kenapa dipanggil secara haram? Sebab ada setengah hidupan liar yang tak boleh dijual beli. Ada yang tak boleh. Okay. Including termasuklah the sale of exotic meat. Penjualan daging apa ni? Exotic apa exotic? Haiwan yang exotic. Haiwan exotic maksudnya kategori yang hampir pupus, jangan terancang. Itu exotic haiwan-haiwan yang rare, susah dijumpai. So exotic meat on social media sites. Kamu jangan salah faham. Haiwan tersebut bukan terancam kadang-kadang, tapi kenapa panggil exotic? Sebab kita mana makan haiwan tu dalam kehidupan seharian kita. We just eat cow, lamb, chicken, fish. We don't eat porcupine. Tu makan landak ke? Tak kan? Not everyone eat landak, okay? Kan? Okay. Macam tu and what else? Mouse deer, kancil kan? Orang jual daging kancil dalam online okay. So termasuklah benda-benda ni yang kita kata tapi adakah dia kata penjualan ni adalah haram? Tak pasti. Dia kata termasuk sahaja. Okay. The authorities, authorities siapa yang tak faham maksudnya lah apa? Pihak berkuasa, pihak berwajib pihak bertanggungjawab. Okay. The authorities should press. Press ni berbanyak maksud. Press juga maksud media massa. Press juga maksud menekan. Atau lagi press juga maksud mengenakan. Mengenakan tindakan, menjatuhkan hukuman. Itu press tu. For heavy notice. You faham kot ni? Bukan sepakan penalti ini ada denda. Okay? On those, pada mereka found guilty. Didapati bersalah. Okay? Kamu nampak perkataan found Found ni adalah asalnya, saya nak share sikit ni. Ada notes sikit Sekejap Okay, mana tadi? Saya nak share screen sekejap. Okay, everyone, can you see my presentation? My share screen?
Yes.
Boleh nampak ke?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. 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 Seperti saja. Okay. Segala kat sini dia supaya pas. Okay, everyone. Okay, apa yang saya sedang buat sekarang ni, okay, can you see? This is one of the notes that you may find useful in the future. Okay, basically found adalah satu perkataan that we derive from find. Okay, the root word is find, yang mana bermaksud find ni ialah cari dan cari atau jumpa. But usually people use find untuk mencari. Okay, in present situation mencari. He try to find. Ya, biasa kalau orang jumpa ni, kalau dalam present tense jumpa ni orang guna meet. Tapi jumpa juga boleh digunakan sebagai find. Okay, yang mana sebenarnya find ni bermaksud selain jumpa ialah kenal pasti. Okay, macam identify juga find. Okay, okay. So itu masuk dalam situasi present. Okay, bila dia menjadi past tense, found ni daripada jumpa, dah jumpa. Dah jumpa dah benda tu. Okay, I found the information. Saya dah jumpa dah maklumat tersebut. Yang mana asalnya bila dia apa? Bila apa? Pertama dia cari, bila dia cari dia dah jumpa. So dia menjadi dah jumpa kat sini. Okay, sebab tu saya gunakan pada asalnya the word is jumpa. That's why the first word I use jumpa. Basically, in fact, also can mean jumpa. Okay. Okay. For example, I cannot find the information in here. Saya tak boleh jumpa pun perkataan ni. You see? Usually kita nampak find ni mencari, tapi find juga boleh masuk jumpa. I cannot find. saya tak boleh jumpa apa benda ni dalam buku ni. This information in the book. Can you see? I cannot identify. Saya tak dapat kenal pasti. I cannot find. Nampak so that's how you differentiate. Okay, so that you know how to use in the future. So another one, found. Okay, found past tense. In the situation of past tense. Okay, saya letak sini past tense so that you will not be confused. Okay, past tense. Found bermaksud dah jumpa ataupun search, dah cari. Okay, I found everywhere but nothing seem appear. Saya dah cari di berbagai tempat tapi tak ada apa pun yang jumpa. Tak ada apa yang muncul. Macam tu. Okay, macam tu tertinggal ni. Search. Okay, yelah sebab search ni kan bermaksud cari juga kan. Past tense bagi ni found ataupun find, search. Bila past tense dapat ed past tense pun cari. So found. So dah jumpa ataupun dah cari. Dah cuba cari. Situasi tersebut dia dah buat dah. He searched his wallet yesterday. Luckily, he found it near the bus stop. Nampak tak? Dia jumpa Okay, so sekarang ni kita pergi pada found seterusnya. Ini a special situation. Kita panggil sebagai participle. Found juga tak semestinya digunakan sebagai past tense. Dia boleh wujud dalam apa sahaja situasi. Bila kita menggunakan dijumpai dalam keadaan present tense. Okay? Kita guna dikenal pasti, didapati, terjumpa. Bila semua situation, all of this situation berlaku dalam situasi present, mereka still akan gunakan found. So what is past participle actually? Okay, kita akan bincang benda nanti. Cuma saya akan tunjuk awak past participle ni contohnya macam jadi go, past tense akan jadi when, tapi present tense akan past participle akan jadi done. Apa lagi? Kalau do akan jadi did, akan jadi Allah dan pula. Sini lah dan. Sini gone. Okay. But true. Ini situasi past participle. Sometimes past participle, contohnya kick, dia akan jadi kick juga. Sometimes past participle, put, past tense dia pun put juga, nothing happen, and participle also put. So basically past participle ni ni dia. Okay, this word is categorized as past participle because of the situation of the suffix or prefix. Dia punya apa ni? Imbuhan dia ni. Didapati, terjumpa, dikenal pasti, later we'll discuss a bit detail what does it mean by past participle, how to recognize them. Okay, especially for this part. Okay, especially for this part. This one, okay, ni. Okay, your part 2 for your paper 1. Paper 1, part 2. Okay, close text reading. You see there are some empty spaces that you need to fill up based on the optional given. Okay, these are the options answer. You have to choose which one. And at this time, you will be confused a lot. Mungkin kamu akan lebih keliru. So this is how you must make yourself familiar what does it mean by past participle. Kita akan belajar nanti for this part. When we discuss this part later, we will touch a lot about what is past participle. Kita akan belajar nanti. Basically, lebih kurang sama macam ayat pasif. Okay, kalau korang faham BM, ayat pasif, lebih kurang sama. And later, when we already touch this part, okay, the second part 2 ni, kan? We will do together the notes. Okay, I'll show you the notes, including how the ayat pasif in bahasa exist in English. Macam mana ayat pasif dalam BM boleh wujud dalam bahasa Inggeris. That's how one of the way past participle could be exist. Salah satu cara macam mana past participle boleh muncul. I don't want to use past participle expression using past perfect tense, future perfect, present perfect. Okay, I don't want to use that kind of grammar because that kind of situation has ada banyak cara nak identify situasi past perfect, future perfect, ada banyak cara. Jadi saya tak nak gunakan kata tersebut. But I use another approach yang a bit or simpler, you may understand easier. Okay, how to detect which one to use. Okay, which word that you have to use, which grammar you want to apply. That's how the past participle understanding will help you. Macam tu. Okay, let's continue. Okay, number 1. Okay, just now everyone suggests number 1, the answer is B. Okay, for me, okay, as I check the answer scheme, bila saya semak skema jawapan, okay, number 1, the answer is C. Okay. Anyone yes agree with C? Ada tak siapa-siapa yang setuju dengan C?
Me.
Ramai yang kata B ke? Ada yang jawab C juga?
Saya jawab C.
Kalau saya nak C.
Okay, some of you answered C. Okay, some of you chose B. Okay. Totally the answer of A is wrong. The sale of wildlife meat online. Okay, the sale of wildlife meat online. Okay, meat online ni, yes, it is here. We can see the answer here. But actually everyone, please read the question carefully. What was the editor concerned about? Dia tanya apa yang editor tersebut concern. Sekarang ni ini concern citizen. Kat sini ada satu masalah ni. I think the question is wrong, or I should explain why the answer should C or not B. Okay, someone here, can any of you volunteer? Why do you think the answer should be C, not B?
Because the suggestion from citizen is about authorities giving heavy penalties for those found guilty of being involved in such activity.
Okay. I can hear a bit. Can you make it louder? Saya
In
tak
my
mampu dengar speaker saya.
opinion, jawapan dia C sebab dia concern citizen ni ask about authorities giving heavy penalties on those found guilty.
Okay, good. Okay, one more. Ada lagi tak?
Tu je.
Itu saja ya. Okay. I would like to continue your friend's answer just now. Kenapa dia rasa jawapan C? Okay, the first one, your justification or your reason is totally accurate. Betul lah. Okay, but what is another concern that support the answer of C? Okay, if you look carefully at the last sentence, I know wildlife-related transaction are not prevented online. Saya tahu government tidak mencegah, government tidak mencegah, prevented ni cegah, tidak mencegah transaksi penjualan daging hidupan liar secara online. Maksudnya boleh. Memang government benarkan kalau ada transaksi, ada transaksi secara online yang melibatkan penjualan hidupan liar. Okay, sebab apa? Sebab mereka jual secara benda yang daging yang dibenarkan. Contohnya macam daging rusa, daging arnab. Ya, tapi arnab ternakan, ini hidupan liar. Saya pun tak pasti agak mungkin ada banyak daging rusa lah. Rusa pun ternakan sebenarnya. Saya pun tak pasti. Mungkin ada benda sama ada maksud prevented ni dibenarkan ataupun tiada langkah pencegahan dibuat. So kat sini ada confusion. Saya pun tak pasti what is the real meaning of this sentence actually. I know wildlife-related transaction are not prevented online. Are not prevented ni, is it allowed? Or adakah ia dibenarkan ataupun there is no step taken, there is no action being taken. Saya tak pasti adakah maksud di mana tu. Sama ada dibenarkan ataupun tidak langkah diambil. So this not prevented ni confuse a bit. Okay. So however, kita sini but I urge the authorities to follow laws. Saya mendesak ataupun saya memohon. Urge ni dia mendesak lah. Okay, the authorities to follow untuk mengikut undang-undang dan peraturan. Bila kata ikut undang peraturan, maksudnya bila ada orang yang melanggar jual beli urus jaga yang melibatkan daging eksotik, okay, so dia minta buat apa ni? Heavy penalty. So sekali lagi ayat terakhir ini dia menekankan supaya apa? Ikut undang-undang, yang mana salah ambil tindakan. So that's why the answer should be C. Okay, so the question is what was the editor ni? Ramai yang tak perasan kan? Okay, so I think this is a wrong question. Not the editor concern. Actually, what was the citizen concerned about? This is typing error at the question. Sebab kalau kita tanya what this was the editor concern, mana boleh nak jawab soalan dia kan? Sebab editor editor ni orang yang menerima surat tersebut. Yang concern sekarang orang yang tulis, citizen. Kan? Prihatin citizen bukannya editor. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, let's discuss the question for number 2. Okay. You read first the answer is up here. So I need to scroll several times. Okay, maybe since you guys already have the document, you may open yourself. Okay, open the document yourself and try to find the answer. Okay, kamu boleh baca sendiri kan? Kamu dah dapat dokumen tersebut kan? Okay, number 2. Which of the following is true? Okay, guys, what do you think? Which one is true? Any suggestion? A, B, C.
Saya jawab A.
B.
Saya jawab A. Saya jawab A.
A. Okay, A. Anyone else? Got any different opinion?
Saya pun A.
Okay, A. Okay.
C.
Okay. Another one, C.
Saya jawab C.
Okay. C. Okay, thank you. What else? Anyone here suggest B?
C.
C. Okay. Okay. Let's see one by one. The wave is the result of a hurricane. Okay. Let's see. Hurricane. Okay, a tsunami is a series of ocean waves generated by sudden displacement in the sea floor, landslides or volcanic activity. Okay. Is there any hurricane here? In the deep ocean, the snow or may increase in the height, become fast moving wall or turbulent water shallow. Okay. Tak ada. Okay. Answer A, if you suggest answer A, the wave is result of a hurricane. Nak maksud sini apa? Ombak ini adalah hasil daripada ribut taufan, hurricane. Bila ribut taufan kat laut, jadi terjadilah ombak yang besar. Okay. Adakah betul berkaitan dengan petikan ni? I think it is not. Okay, even though I cannot see the word of hurricane, walaupun saya tak nampak kata hurricane, okay, tapi bagi saya there is not any significant explanation related to how the wave constructed by the wind or movement related to the sky, okay, ataupun weather. Saya tak nampak pun sama ada ombak tersebut dihasilkan daripada cuaca ke, okay, waktu hujan ke, musim ke, atau angin yang kuat ke, tak nampak kat situ. Okay, kalau you rasa turbulent water, fast moving wall of turbulent water ni, ini lebih kepada air yang dah menggulung. Dia bukan cerita tersebut. Cerita tersebut dekat panggil lain. Okay, saya tak ingat term siapa. Tak air pusaran air tu. Air macam twister yang ribut taufan twister tu. Itu dekat udara kan. The same situation could be happen in the ocean. Dalam laut boleh jadi juga, tapi it's different kita panggil apa, istilah. Okay, different terms So apa dia panggil lah, saya lupa nama tu. Saya tak ingat lah apa nama dia. Okay. The fast moving wall of turbulent water ni, this is different, not that thing. Okay, fast moving wall of turbulent water ni, water yang menggulung macam ombak, dia semakin besar. Okay. That's means turbulent water. Okay. Dia menggulung, berkisar, berpusing-pusing. Turbulent water. Okay. So let's see one by one. A tsunami is a series of ocean wave. Satu siri ombak laut, okay, generated, yang dihasilkan by sudden displacement in the sea floor. Okay, displacement in the sea floor. Apa tu? Lantai laut, dasar laut. Okay, displacement maksudnya apa? Pergeseran, pergerakan. Macam awak punya lantai rumah, tile yang 4 segi tu, bila letak elok, nice placement. Good placement. Peletakan yang elok, diletakkan secara elok. Tapi bila displacement, dia tak teratur. Terjongkit sana ni kan. Begitulah situasi kerak bumi dasar laut. Kita naik atas sebelah sini ke, macam tu kan. That's how this means like displacement. Landslide, apa landslide? Landslide? Tanah runtuh. Tanah runtuh contohnya, boleh bayangkanlah, bila tanah runtuh tu secara tinggi kawasan tebing, bukan landslide macam kalau tengok kat berita tu, itu sikit-sikit. Ini landslide yang besar ni. Satu bongkar tanah yang sangat besar jatuh serentak dekat laut, dan ombak besar dia akan sapu, dia akan makin lama dia bergerak makin dia akan kaut banyak air. So the wave become bigger and bigger and attack another shore, pantai lain. Okay, itu situasi dia. Okay, bukan landslide dalam laut tak ada landslide dalam laut tak berlaku macam tu Okay, all volcanic activity apa saja situasi yang berlaku terhadap gunung berapi. Sama ada letupan ke, gegaran ke. Okay, so kita panggil shock wave, gegaran, gelombang daripada dia punya activity of volcanic, okay, can be affected into the sea floor ataupun ocean. Okay, dia bergerak ke atas tapi dia punya shock wave lagi kuat kat bawah. Okay, so boleh create a wall of water, akan berkocak. Kan. Okay. So next. Okay, in the deep ocean, the tsunami wave may only be a few inches high. Okay. Pada asalnya, waktu gegaran tu kat dasar laut, dia naik sikit je. Okay, dia punya tinggi sikit je. Mungkin lebih kurang tinggi handphone awak je, a few inches. Okay, a few inches saja. Ini bukan 1 inci, 2 inci, 3 inci. Mungkin lah. Tapi tak mungkin 3 inci. Mungkin dalam beberapa belas ke 20 lebih ke inci macam tu. Ya. Tapi the tsunami wave may come gently ashore. Okay. Tapi bila dia sampai dekat laut, okay, dia boleh jadi datang dalam keadaan yang lembut, dalam keadaan yang perlahan, ataupun may increase in height, boleh bertambah semakin tinggi to become a fast moving wall. So hasil daripada gegaran tu bergantung pada kekuatan. Kalau ombak pergeseran bawah laut tu ataupun landslide atau volcanic activity tu, kalau jauh, okey, ataupun kalau jauh mungkin dia tak kuat. Mungkin dia makin perlahan. Ataupun kalau dekat, mungkin dia masih kuat, makin tinggi. Sebab apa? Sebab ibaratnya macam ada satu tebing, this is land, this is land. So the water cannot move freely. That's why it's blocked by the land and create another wall. The wall become bigger and bigger. Okay, you can YouTube how tsunami created. Kau boleh YouTube tengok video dia macam mana. Okay. So kat sini I can see the word here become a fast moving wall. Okay, satu dinding air yang sangat laju bergerak. Okay. Wall tu ada contain what? Mengandungi apa? Turbulent water several meter high. Okay, air yang berpusar sebanyak several meter. Meter ni tinggi 1 meter. Kita manusia baru 1.8 meter, 2 meter. Bayangkan kalau 20 meter, 10 times of human. Betul, boleh jadi macam tinggi bangunan semua kan. Itu tsunami lah. Okay. Okay, what else? So the answer of number 2, okay, actually the answer is C. Okay, C. It can measure between a few inches to a few meters high. Okay, may I ask why B is not the answer? Can anyone here tell me why B is not the correct answer? Is there any difference? Because I can see generated by gradual displacement in the sea floor. Sama je. Tak ada apa beza pun. Displacement of the sea floor. So B also macam correct je. Okey, tadi yang C tadi, it can measure. Measure ni boleh diukur. Okey, walaupun dalam petikan tak ada perkataan measure, tapi ada perkataan apa tu? Kat sini saya nampak inches high, a few inches high. Ini paling rendah. Okey, dalam ocean mungkin dia naik sikit je bergegar dia. So dalam laut sikit je dia punya ombak, tak sampai permukaan. Okey, tapi dia boleh berubah. Kalau dia dah sampai ke tengah laut, dah sampai ke pantai, dia boleh jadi apa ni? Fast moving wall several meter high. Sebetul lah kat sini kata nombor C ni. It can measure between. Ia boleh diukur antara a few inches kepada a few meter high. Beberapa meter tinggi dia. Betul lah. Memang ada pun. It's correct. So B. Displacement in the sea floor. Memang ada saya nampak sini. So but why B is not the correct answer? Anyone?
Because it's gradual.
Okay, some of your friends suggest gradual displacement. But in the text,
It says sudden.
okay, the word sudden stated there. Okay, nampak sudden and the gradual. Siapa tahu maksud sudden dan gradual? Apa sudden?
Sudden tu
Apa maksud sudden? Suddenly?
Tiba-tiba.
tiba.
Okay, gradual?
Beransur-ansur.
Beransur-ansur, betul. Okay. Yes, gradual ni beransur-ansur secara perlahan-lahan. Okay, slowly gradually. Okay. Next, continue. Number 3. Okay. So number 2, the answer is C. C, coki-coki. Okay. So number 3. Okay, this is another interesting topic. And I think maybe some of you will need to read again and again so that you will need to understand overall. Okay, so if there any word you need to understand, please do ask me. Okay, I'll try to provide the meaning. Okay, tanya je apa nak faham. So try to answer the number C now. Number 3. Try to answer number 3 now. Edible landscaping. Landscape yang boleh dimakan, Okay. Any suggestion? For me, this one is another level of difficulties upgraded. Tahap kesukarannya dinaik taraf, okay, dinaikkan sedikit sebab we can conclude that. So kat sini kamu kena bagi satu kesimpulan. What can you say for overall? So there is something, if there any, even a sentence, kalau you tak faham, maybe it will affect your answer. So tu saya kata yang mencabar sikit. Someone. Anyone? Any word you would like to know? What does it mean by traction? Second line, traction.
Tarikan.
Daya tarikan.
Tadi tarikan, ya?
Ha.
Ada ya? You dah cari ya?
Dah.
Okay, betul lah tu. Betul-betul, lebih kurang lah. Okay. The real meaning of traction, I just Google now. Okay, compared to attraction, okay, daya tarikan. Okay, why is the difference between attraction and traction? Traction is more than become popular or become accepted. Semakin popular ataupun semakin dikenali ataupun semakin diterima. Okay. Kalau berbanding dengan attraction apa adjective kat situ kan, to attract, tu verb dia untuk menarik perhatian. Okay, so another word of attraction, gain popularity or acceptance. So lebih kurang sama macam attraction. Okay, macam tu. Sebab kalau kita nampak kat sini attraction ni, the root word is track, not attract. Kalau attract kan, attraction kan the root is attract, to attract, untuk menarik perhatian kan. So this word is different word compared to another one. But I think the real function of use still the same. Lebih kurang sama. Gain traction, mendapat perhatian, mendapat tumpuan, diterima awam, gain popularity. Okay, traction. That's why the word is gain, memperoleh kat sini. Okay, over the past decade with many home gardeners. Okay, perkataan home gardeners ni something yang wrong kat sini. Something wrong, kenapa? Sebab kenapa dia nak guna home gardeners? Ada office gardener ke? Ada school gardener? Yes, they are. So what's the difference? Kalau school gardeners, they are hired by the school. Office gardeners, they are hired, they are employer, they are worker, pekerja. But home gardener, adakah home gardener adalah orang yang dibayar juga? Mungkin. But why is it home gardener? The reason is this landscaping, this gardening is actually happen at home. Situasi landscape ni dan situasi berkebun ni berlaku di rumah. Sebab tu dia ada kaitan dengan perkataan edible, boleh dimakan. So this text refer to garden, berkebun, bertaman ataupun menghiasi, membuat landscape. Situasinya, keadaannya is referring at home, merujuk kepada di rumah. That's why at the first sentence as already, dekat second line ni, they are already stated home gardener. Okay, so maksudnya edible landscaping adalah satu trend yang semakin popular dalam tempoh 10 tahun lepas dalam kalangan orang-orang yang berkebun di rumah. Tak kisahlah dia pekerja ke, dia tahu rumah ke. Itu masuk first sentence. Okay, okay, I think the second sentence also problem with some of you. Spiraling produce prices. Wow. That's a very deep meaning there. Spiraling. Okay, dia ada terms ni. Okay, I just Google we cannot kita panggil apa? We cannot just simply apa tu, translate one by one. Okay, I would like to confirm and check in the Google. Okay, as I expected, because there's a price there. Sebab ada kataan harga kat situ. This can be attributed, okay, spiraling produce price. Maksudnya apa tau? Spiraling ni maksudnya bertukar-tukar, berputar-putar. Kejap bawah, kejap atas. Ataupun dalam keadaan situasi harga, kejap naik, kejap turun. Perubahan yang tak menentu. Spiraling produce price. Apa dia produce? Okay. Apa dia produce? Hasil makanan. Okay, hasil makanan. Okay, apa yang hasil makanan? One, edible landscaping ni apa dia? Landscape yang kita tanam. Kalau zaman dulu, orang lebih suka landscape tanam ni untuk cantikkan kawasan rumah. Okay, pekebun-pekebun yang dibayar tu ataupun tuan rumah yang berkebun, okay, mereka lebih suka cantikkan kawasan, terutama office, government dekat jalan raya, apa lagi. All the landscaping are done to make the environment more beautiful. Okay, the landscaping are very awesome. Okay, kadang-kadang kita tak sangka landscape sangat hebat. Kan? In fact, in several area at overseas, okay, certain country, the landscaping is in shape of many form. Okay, some of them are dinosaur, some of them are vehicles, some of them are human figure, bentuk manusia. Macam-macam bentuk kan landscaping kan. Jadi benda-benda macam landscaping ni saya rasa awak tahu benda ni. Some of the landscaping kamu boleh tengok dalam majalah Anjung Seri. Kan, majalah pasal hias rumah, hias taman apa semua kan. There are a lot of magazines related to the landscaping, outdoor landscaping kan. Kawasan rumah. So that trend become semakin meningkat during 80s and 90s and even maybe 2000. But maybe this text refer to this past decade. Maksudnya apa? 10 tahun lepas, mungkin starting from 2000 something until now. People are not focused on beautiful, are not focused on kita panggil hiasan. Accessories. Mereka nak buat landscape apa yang boleh dimakan. So instead of they plant something that only for just to show, only for eyes, but now they want to plant something that can be could be eaten. Mereka mulalah tanam pokok-pokok, tumbuhan yang boleh menghasilkan buah-buahan ke, daun yang boleh dimakan ke. That's means edible landscaping. The plant itself provide food. So mereka mula tanam pokok-pokok dalam bentuk landscape yang cantik, tapi that that's Okay, everyone. Sorry. Suddenly it just disconnected by itself. I don't know. Maybe the line of the signal of the internet get a bit disrupted. Okay. Actually, I'm using my phone hotspot. Okay, I don't have any internet at my home, so I just depend on my phone internet. So maybe sometimes the line is burst, something like the line is just disconnected by itself. Okay, but it just I think along my experience during the PDPR online classes, this is my first time. I think. I don't know what's happened. Okay, let's continue. Reason. Okay, so shrinking property size means kawasan rumah dah semakin kecil kerana ramai orang mula tanam pokok yang boleh dimakan. Okay, they start to landscape their house compound. Dia apa kita panggil kat situ kawasan kita panggil apa, kalau kawasan rumah kita panggil apa nama tu, belakang rumah, the backyard, the front yard, okay, the side yard, macam tu. Okay, the house area kan. So they start planting a lot of things, landscaping a lot of edible things, edible plants. So the property size becomes smaller. Okay, size kawasan rumah semakin kecil. So gardening opting, OPT bermaksud apa? Pilih. That's why we can see word option, pilihan. Okay, the word option tu, pilihan tu, OPTIONS tu, options, pilihan tu. Actually the word is OPT, pilih. Okay, synonym to choose. Pilih. So choose become choice, pilihan, choices, pilihan. So option also pilihan. So opt and choose are the same thing. Dia kita panggil apa? Synonym word. So gardeners are opting to make use of their limited space. Nampak tak? Mereka ada kawasan yang sangat limited. To make use, mereka nak gunakan kawasan limited ni apa? Okay, by selecting plant that achieve edible produce. Mereka ada pilihan nak gunakan kawasan yang sangat limited ni untuk menanam tumbuh-tumbuhan yang boleh dimakan. Okay, yang hasil yang boleh dimakan. Tu, achieve edible produce. Okay, mencapai hasil yang boleh dimakan. Okay, rather than berbanding purely gain. Semata-mata pure ni pure apa? Pure apa tu? Secara original asli kan. Okay, purely gain ornamental reward. Ornamental maksudnya hiasan. Okay, hiasan. So reward adalah kita panggil sebagai apa tu? Penghargaan. So instead of you tengok cantik sebagai hiasan, kali ni you dapat sekali makanan. So people already change. Kita ada pilihan nak pilih salah satu. Sekarang people lebih pilih kepada yang boleh dimakan. So from the text we can conclude that okay, the suggestion answer. Anyone?
A.
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 A. Yes. Obviously.
Yes.
Memang jawapan A lah, tak ada yang lain lah. Okay. So number 4. Okay, the description above is meant to. Okay, kali ni dia tu bermaksud apa? Okay, sebenarnya lebih kurang. The question is not really different compared to number 3. So you must understand as overall of the text. Okay, you try to understand and choose your answer. Megang. Anyone would like to suggest the answer?
My answer is B.
My answer is B.
All or
B.
B.
Pardon? A, B, C, which one?
B.
B. B.
Some of you
Mine
A,
is mine is A.
I choose A.
Me too, A.
A.
A. Some say D. Okay.
A or B.
Okay. Same like the previous class that confused whether to choose A or B because the answer quite similar. Okay. Some of them thought A is better. Some of them thought B1. B the better one. The answer scheme, I just refer to the answer scheme.